Hey guys, what is up? This is Voyage Shredder 08, and you'll have to excuse me for my cold. I'm getting rid of it right now, but um, today though I just want to talk about Resident Evil 7, and what it will be about, and what I think, should be in the game, and stuff like that. But first off, should it be a reboot? Should it be a sequel? Should it be maybe a game that takes place between two other Resident Evil games? It shouldn't be a reboot, quite honestly. Um, the characters of Leon and Chris, they make the franchise. And if they rebooted the whole franchise and ditched those characters, I guarantee you I would not buy another Resident Evil game. Because I buy the games to see how they get through certain situations, and see how their story progresses. I think it would be a horrible idea to reboot the franchise, but um, I don't know if they'll go that route or not. I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be a direct sequel to 6. Um, it may have a new character, though. I don't know. Part of me wonders if they'll bring back Barry Burton from Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 3 if you get the special ending. Um, I, I don't know. I mean, it was said that he was going to be Chris's partner in Resident Evil 5, but I could see it happening, but how, I don't know. Maybe it could take place in Canada. That's where Barry's supposed to be with his family in Canada. Maybe a biohazard attack happens in Canada and Barry has to help his family out of the area maybe somehow, or I don't know. Maybe he gets separated from his family or something and he has to go through his town maybe or his neighborhood and find his family. I don't know. Um, I guess that sort of sounds more like a spin-off than a sequel to Resident Evil 6, but I think it's a pretty good idea. You know, I think they should have Chris and Barry team up, and I think it'd be very interesting to see how that would play out. Um, also, um, as far as what the enemy should it be zombies? Should it be bio weapons like BOWs? Oh, I honestly don't know. I'm getting kind of tired of zombies. They were in the first 3 games, and most of the games had zombies in them. And I'm getting pretty tired of them. If they would bring back zombies, they need to make them like the original game zombies. I can't believe people have not brought this up before, but the zombies in the original game were a lot scarier than all the other games. I mean, they were pale white, pieces of flesh were just peeling off their face, they had razor sharp teeth, white lifeless eyes. Um, their fingernails were brown, scraggly long, and tattered, blood-soaked clothing. And they, and it's just those were and they were slow, lumbering. Those were zombies. Um, I want to see the zombies come back. I didn't like the zombies in Resident Evil 6 because they acted too intelligent to be zombies, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but a zombie does not use a weapon against you, or shoot off guns randomly. That's not a zombie. They want to try to eat you, not try and hit you with a hammer. And you can actually aim at a zombie and it'll like instinctively see your crosshair and it'll like sidestep out of the way and duck. Okay, yeah, that's not a zombie. That's stupid. Um, I just want the original zombies to come back. But as far as Las Plagas goes, I don't think Las Plagas should come back. I think they pretty much concluded the story of Las Plagas in Resident Evil Damnation. Um, there's no need to go any further with the story. I think they pretty much have dragged that out as long as they possibly could. Uh, I thought, I actually thought it was going to be in Resident Evil 6, Las Plagas, but it wasn't. And it wasn't even a mention of Las Plagas, so I don't know what happened to it. Excuse me. Um, but anyway, as far as gameplay goes, People are screaming they want, the fixed camera angles to come back, and that's pretty stupid. There's a reason why they ditched that whole control scheme in Resident Evil 4, because it was getting old, boring, technology has advanced, you know, nothing wrong with the camera system that 4 had, or even 5. Um, 6's was okay, but I think for Resident Evil 7 they should just go back what the control scheme for 4 and 5, bring back the Atashi, however you pronounce it, the weapon case, bring that back, put it in the game. Um, because it honestly, I like using it more than the item slots in the original games. It gave me more freedom to organize my items. And it actually required some skill to use. You had to be careful and manage how much ammo you had, or how many weapons you had, or grenades, or health items. And it was you had to be very strategic with how you used it. Um, but I honestly think as far as music goes, I kind of want a soundtrack that has a mixture of the original game and Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4, I love the soundtrack, even though most of its ambience, I liked it because it reminded me a lot of Silent Hill's music, and that's not a bad thing either, but I like the soundtrack in 4. Um, Combine some of that music with music from the original game, and I'll be happy. I think it'll be pretty awesome. Um, What else? Should there be multiplayer? Co-op? Absolutely not. I am not a fan of co-op in Resident Evil games. I never have been, never will be a fan of it. It just takes away the whole scare factor. There shouldn't be co-op. There should not be stupid multiplayer. I'm gonna be very honest with you. After I bought the multiplayer content for 5 and 6, I really didn't play around with it at all after I bought it. It just was very boring. It was hard to actually find a server with people ready to play. I got tired of it and I just left it. And the multiplayer game types were dull and boring to begin with. But yeah, I don't want multiplayer. I don't want co-op. Um, Let me think here. Should Kinect be enabled? In my personal humble opinion, it can. I don't mind Kinect as long as it's voice commands. Like you can shout reload and your character will reload, or stuff like that. I don't mind that. Or but but don't. I really don't want to see Kinect beyond involved beyond voice commands. That's just a bad idea. Um, um, about what the story could be about. Quite honestly, I have a sneaking suspicion that Alex Wesker is going to be the villain. I don't know this for a fact, but I have a feeling he's going to be involved. Um, because who really is left? I mean, Wesker's dead. Oswald E. Spencer is dead. Um, Derek Simmons is dead. I don't know. It might be just me, but when Simmons was impaled on that giant statue and his blood drained down into the Neo Umbrella symbol, was that meant to symbolize that Umbrella was dead, or Umbrella was actually back? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it just seemed to me like it I guess it could be looked at from both perspectives. I guess you could say. Um, I don't know. Umbrella's gone, but Neo Umbrella was. I don't understand that whole part of the story, but Umbrella. Maybe Alex Wesker is behind Neo Umbrella. Maybe secretly. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring back Wesker. I hope not, because I think that'd be pretty cheesy and stupid to do. Um, that would be very cliche, and there's really no reason to bring him back. I personally think the series. Yeah, I think his death will become more powerful as the series goes on. You know, I don't know. I think Alex Wesker will be the villain, and I also think it'll reveal who Ada is working for, and also I think we'll see more Leon. I think Chris's story is pretty much done. It might be just me, but I think the ending to his campaign in Resident Evil 6 ended on a good note. On a happy note, and it kind of to me told me that Chris's story was done. It was over. and I'd be happy with that. Um, Jake's and Sherry's campaign, as far as I'm concerned, it was wrapped up. There's no more to be said in Resident Evil 7. You know, I don't want to see them. I don't want to see Jake return because, quite honestly, that would immediately make it an action game. So I don't want to see him return. Maybe a mention from a character, but that's it. You know. Um, as far as characters go, I think Leon and Ada have more of a story to be told. Um, I'm a huge fan of Leon, but I think they need to maybe give Leon a break and maybe go with a new character, or maybe even go with Barry, like I said before. Barry, maybe Claire or Rebecca, maybe. Maybe not Rebecca, but I really didn't like her character that much. But I'd like to see maybe Jill. You know, I don't know. Um, but when do I think Resident Evil 7 will come out? I think it will come out this year. I strongly believe it will be announced at this year's E3. I just have a sneaking suspicion. Capcom has been very quiet about Resident Evil 7, and it kind of gives me the suspicion that they're waiting for a big reveal at E3. I don't know. I really do hope it's announced this year because, quite honestly, I like to have a game to play on my Xbox One. I don't have that many yet for it, and I think that'd be the perfect game, just to really show off, the game's hard drive, I guess you could say in a way. Um, but well, the system's hard drive, I meant. But um, I would say probably E3 announcement and then probably a release in the fall, late fall. I don't know, sometime in fall. That was when Resident Evil 6 came out, and I think that's when 7 will come out. Um, do I think it'll be a horrible game? Who knows? Um, I just hope that they go back. Capcom brings the series back to its survival horror roots. That's what Resident Evil is known for, and that, I mean, I loved 6. I thought it was a fun game, but it didn't have those totally awesome moments, like scary moments that, the original games in 4 had. Um, I miss that, And also, to me, the boss battles were really stupid and not very fun to do. Um, I don't know. Even 5 had better boss battles. I don't know. Um, do I want to see a game more like Resident Evil Revelations? No. I'm probably one of the few people that actually didn't like Resident Evil Revelations a whole lot. Don't get me wrong, it's an okay game, but I don't know. The whole story is pretty stupid. I mean, don't get me. The monsters. They're pretty creepy. And I like the Genesis. I believe is what it was called. The scan objects and stuff. I like that. That was cool. The boss battles were also pretty darn good too. I didn't like the soundtrack. I didn't like the voice act. Well, the voice acting. Some of it was okay. Some of it was kind of meh. Um, and I didn't like the episodic format either. I didn't like that at all. It seemed to me like they were trying to copycat Alan Wake, and I didn't like that. That's not Resident Evil. To me, it just kind of took me out of the whole survival horror thing. It shouldn't be centered on different characters. One character, that's it. All alone in an isolated environment with just one little weapon to start off with, and you'll find more as you progress through the game. Like 4 and like the original games. You know. Speaking of 4, um, do I think the merchant should return? I believe the merchant should return. How? I don't know. He was going to be in 5, but he wasn't. Um, I like to see him return. It'd be funny if it was the same merchant from Resident Evil 4. I'd probably wet myself laughing, probably, if it was. I doubt it will be, but if the merchant does return, it'll probably be someone different. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a gun shop owner or a gun shop. Maybe you can go to gun shops, maybe wherever you're at, and maybe that's where you'll find, weapons and ammo and whatever. I don't know. It's a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but why the heck? Well, I can sort of understand it, maybe, but yeah. Um, overall, though, um, I don't. I'm pretty excited for Resident Evil 7. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I have a pretty good feeling about it. I don't. I don't expect it to be better than 4 or the original games. I think Capcom tried that with 6 and 5 and it did. I think Capcom tried to do that with 6 and 5 and it didn't work. Um, but I think it'll be pretty darn good. Um, of course, there's obviously going to be that certain group of fans that think they know, that think they're the voice of the community, and they'll bash it and they'll say, "Oh, ain't that survival horror? Oh, it's not fixed camera angles. Oh, they'll start something. I think it's been that way since Resident Evil 4. People will just start something, um, and then the ones who do love the game, feel like they're a bunch of idiots for liking it, and that's not right. If you like the game, it's fine, but don't bash it, and call people who like it idiots. We all have different tastes. Um, like me, like, take for example, everyone likes Skyrim. I don't like it at all. I think it's a horrible game, but that's just me. That's my personal opinion. I just don't care for that kind of game. But anyway, yeah, that's my speculation for Resident Evil 7. Um, and I don't know. I think it'll be. I'm really excited for it. And as we get news for it, new updates and whatnot for the game, I'll probably upload some more videos talking about it and all that. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I might have to split this into 2 parts. So, yeah, it's going past 16 minutes here, but we'll see if I can cram this all in one video. But I want to thank you all for listening to me, and thank you for bearing with me with this terrible cold I have. I'm hoping it goes away soon. Um, and I just, thanks a lot, and leave a like, subscribe, comment. What do you think will be in Resident Evil 7? Comment below. Let me know. Let all the other YouTubers know. What do you want in Resident Evil 7? Um, who do you want the main character to be? What do you want the music to sound like? Stuff like that. What do you want it to be about? Just comment below with your theory, or whatever, and you know. But anyway, um, have a good day, guys, and if you haven't already, check out my Resident Evil music video I made. I think it's pretty good, but leave a like for that too if you get a chance. But anyway, okay, thanks, guys. Game on.